More business news. Cryptocurrency, once on the margin, is increasingly becoming mainstream. Institutional interest in digital assets is booming, with publicly traded companies piling into crypto. At this year's Singapore Fintech Festival, CNA's Elizabeth Neal spoke with Richard Teng, CEO of Binance, on the future of crypto.
We remain very bullish for the longer term because the momentum and the foundation are extremely strong. In the last 2 years especially, you see huge institutionalization, mainstreaming of the crypto sector. Last year, with the introduction of ETF, and then the different corporates and institutions jumping on the bandwagon to really embrace and support crypto. And for the longest time, they're saying that this is scammy, this is a go away, it's a passing fad, but now it's here to stay. So last year and this year, we saw a lot of institutional adoption, a lot of institutional allocation, and this year we saw digital asset treasuries coming through, the different treasuries trying to do allocation. But it's not only the corporates now, it's the foundations, the family office, and even the sovereigns setting up their strategic asset reserve to invest into crypto.
So that mention of digital asset treasury companies, coming in, and in fact, I think it's more than, or rather tripled. We're seeing the number of publicly traded companies investing in cryptos. So what does this indicate to you about institutional adoption of crypto? And if we've got so many of these DATs turning to smaller, less liquid tokens, then, what is the risk there? Is there a risk there? And how does Binance view this?
Well, so just on our front, we see record numbers of institutions being onboarded onto our platform, right? So even the traditional trading desks that just trade equities, bonds, and commodities, they started to add a trading desk. You see all the different sort of institutions starting to do allocation, and so are corporates, including corporate treasuries. So we see all those movements. The difference between DATs and ETF are they are having different structure to allow access to investors to invest, right? ETF are passive form of investments. They try to index against certain cryptocurrency and benchmark their performance against that. Whereas DATs allow for much more active form of investment strategy into crypto, right? So they can do things like staking, some yield enhancement, etc. So it depends on the risk appetite of investors, and they cater to different investors on that asset class. But it's just part of the mainstreaming story for crypto. You'll see more and more of this. You see options being introduced by different players globally. You see different structuring of products. You see institutions now offering all their investors crypto exposure as well.